Hi, I'm Pete, and this is a Shapeways unboxing. This puzzle is called the Edge-Turning Rhombic Triacontahedron. It was posted on Twisty Puzzles forum and made available on Shapeways by Clauswe. It was designed by Rubik's Freak Grégoire Pfennig. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what I have here, because really I don't know much about this puzzle. Now, I do know that a rhombic triacontahedron has 30 faces, 30 rhombic faces. It has 60 edges and 12 vertices. Now, it's interesting that it has 60 edges, and this is an edge-turning puzzle. Based on a very brief video that I've seen of this, it looks like the edge doesn't turn completely. When you turn an edge, it's a little bit of an eccentric movement, and it looks like an edge in a corner turn. So it's really, really awesome. And as soon as I saw the puzzle, especially the video, I decided that I really needed to get this. So I ordered this from Shapeways, and originally it was going to arrive next week. That's what they said, but it showed up a few days early, and I'm really excited about this. So let's get going. I have no idea what the pieces, how many pieces it has. I know it's going to be a very complex puzzle, and I understand it's pretty tough to put together, according to Clauswe. I will put a link to the model on Clauswe's shop in the description. Okay, the price was actually pretty good, not too bad at all, and the stickers are available through Oliver's shop. Now, I don't have the stickers yet, but I do believe that they're on the way to me. And this also takes a lot of it takes a lot of screws, and 60 screws of one type and 12 of another. Now, because of where I live, I had to mail order those, and those are on the way to me as well. So that's going to work out great. What I'll be able to do is get this dyed, and get the dye will be all dried out by the time I get the screws. I'll probably get the hardware tomorrow. That's what I'm thinking. Okay, well, here we go. The box is very light. That was the one thing. Yeah. So there we go. Let's see here. Okay, well, that's the entire thing right there. Okay. I know it's a fairly small puzzle based on the video. Okay, we're back with a better camera position here, and let's take a look at what we got. Yes, sometimes you just got to take a chance, and I'm glad I took this chance here. Okay, that's the puzzle. Now I'm going to dye this black, and I'll just use the normal dye bath that I've had. And wow, that's something, eh? So one of the things I do when I'm preparing Shapeways puzzles, I lay the pieces out in rows and take photographs so that I know what I had coming out of the package, so that if there's any questions or something like that, I have something to show. And it's just kind of cool to keep a record. And then after they're dyed, I lay them back out again to dry, and also to compare, make sure I didn't lose anything. Well, let me open the package here. Now, Klaus, in his posting, said this was very difficult to assemble, and he said it took quite a bit of breaking in, which is interesting, because he got his in polished, white WS White Strong Flexible Polished, and this is just White Strong Flexible. So I don't think it will affect the mechanism at all, because I don't think polishing really affects the mechanism, but it will certainly affect the surface. Now, what's interesting is that I see a lot of little pieces in between these little sort of in the core here, so that's kind of interesting. It looks like in shipping the core pieces got into the core, so what I would suggest is that maybe in the future they pack it with the core separately or something like that. Okay, but it looks fine. And oops, okay, a little piece just fell down. I will get that. Wow, it is fairly small. That's what the video showed. Very short little video. Okay, this is actually surprising to me in the sense that I expected the core to be something that you assemble, not a one big solid piece. That's amazing. Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a little pause here. I'm not going anywhere. I'm just going to I'm going to get the piece that I dropped, and then I'm going to get a little tool of some kind to help me get those pieces out. Okay, so there's the piece that I dropped. Okay, we're back, and I found the piece. It had just fallen on the floor, and I brought myself a little tiny screwdriver here, and I'm going to use that to just very gently nudge the pieces out from the core. This is kind of a interesting thing here. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so this just all really came together very nicely. The stickers were available right away, and I just happened to be kind of looking for the next thing, the next puzzle project. So yeah. Okay. So yeah, so I'm just being very gentle here. I'm not prying anything or anything like that. I'm just using the tool here just to kind of very gently, there we go, motivate the pieces out. Okay, so we're back, and what I've been doing for the last few minutes, I just there were quite a few pieces of the puzzle stuck in between the little stalks of the core, so I just used this this screwdriver here, not to pry anything, but just to very gently lift and orient the pieces, and so I could shake them out of the core. And so that's just something, and you know, they're all out, and there doesn't seem to be any problem at all. But this is how many pieces were stuck in the core. Some of these pieces are very tiny, very tiny. Anyway, so that's it. So this is a very interesting looking core. I didn't expect it to look like this. I see another little piece in there. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. So you see, I'm not prying it out. I'm just kind of pushed it out. Wow, so I'm going to really have to look for that. So what I think I'll do, sort of plotting my strategy here, I'm definitely going to die the core separately from the rest of the pieces. I think that would make the most sense. And yeah, so if I even have to die the core, I may not actually. Looking at this, yeah, that's something actually to think about. Maybe just not dyeing the core. Okay. Anyway, I have a little bit of time to think about it. I'm probably not going to do the dyeing until maybe for a little while. So so this is the puzzle. These are all the pieces that you get, and so one big bag, which is kind of interesting because it's supposed to be two models that I got, two different sets of parts. So I'm not really sure. Oh, okay, I can see on the bag. Okay, well that's reassuring then. I can see on the bag it has a 1 of 2, 2 of 2. Okay, so they did put both models in the one bag. That's what I wanted to make sure. I was sort of expecting to get two bags as I had in the past, but these parts are so small that I think it will be fine. Yeah, wow. So yeah, so some big, looks like big corners here. Those would be corners. And let's see what else. These look like the edges here. And yeah, we can sort of see, I think, sort of see how things work here. Oh, this is just, the talent behind this is just phenomenal. Oops, sorry about that. To design a puzzle like this is just incredible. I don't even know what some of these little tiny pieces are. Okay, this is looks like that's the top. So this is one of the very tiny pieces. And yeah, and here's some other little pieces. So I have my work cut out for me. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to lay everything out in rows. I might have to bring another table in. Just group them all together, take some photographs, and then I have little bins here for the smallest pieces, and I have bigger bins for the bigger pieces. So I'll just put everything together, and so then I'll be all ready to dye these. So we're back with the pieces of the Edge-Turning Triacontahedron laid out. And I like to do this so that I can see what the pieces look like, see how many I have of each one, take some photographs for future reference, and then it'll be time to go to the dye bath. Because I have such a mix of large and small pieces, I will certainly have to do some kind of special handling for these smallest pieces, and I'll probably just use a separate dye bath or a smaller container of some kind. It'll be the same dye chemical, the dye mixture, but just a smaller container, maybe just a separate processing. So that's what I'm looking at here, and I really like this part of Shapeways puzzles, putting things together, dyeing things. It's really, I think it's really a lot of fun. After I laid out all the pieces for the Edge-Turning Rhombic Triacontahedron, I noticed that I only had 59 of one particular piece. You'll see the blank spot where the piece should be circled in red. And I really should have 60 of those. So I double checked, I looked, made sure that it couldn't possibly have fallen down, and I actually watched the unboxing video, the raw unboxing video. And once I was convinced it wasn't in the bag in the first place, I contacted Shapeways, and I must admit, it took longer than I really would have liked. Mainly, I think just because I'm anxious. But I let them do their thing, and after a bit of back and forth, the latest update I have from them is that they are going to do something for me, but they don't know what. So, ideally they'd find the missing piece, maybe in some missing piece box somewhere, and send it to me. But if they have to reprint anything, it's a bit of a dilemma for them. If they just print the missing piece, unless it's done on the same machine and under identical conditions as these parts, then it may not fit. So, on the other hand, reprinting the entire puzzle is an expensive proposition. So it's probably going to take another day or so for them to sort it out. I am disappointed because it's really set me back. At the very least, it's going to be about 2 weeks of extra waiting. And it's especially frustrating this time around because for once, I actually got all of the other things that I need, the stickers and the screws, almost immediately after I got the pieces. But oh well, these things happen. What I'm going to show you now is the other parts of this puzzle. So I have a package here from Oliver, and these should be the stickers for my Edge-Turning Rhombic Triacontahedron. And I'm really happy to get these. They arrived very quickly. He, I believe, was already making them or had them available, and so it's kind of nice to have the stickers before I have everything else. and not have to wait for them. So I ordered 2 sets because the stickers are very, very tiny, and I've sort of been experimenting with different ways to put stickers on Shapeways puzzles, and you know, I just want to have the extra set because sometimes they do fall off, and you know, I can make my own stickers, but it's nice to have the professionally done ones. Okay, there we go. And you know, and I can't make too many stickers. It just takes me a long time. All right, so there's the information packet. Okay, and Oliver's card here. Oliver's stickers. So that's where to get these great stickers. And I ordered 2 sets. And wow. Okay, so we can see what a face of the puzzle looks like then. Yeah, so the 2 sets, just the main one and then a spare to replace any stickers that fall off, or just to replace the entire puzzle after I've broken it in and solved it a few times if the stickers are starting to look beaten up. But you know, for the most part, that only happens to factory stickers. Well, this is awesome. Remember that the Rhombic Triacontahedron has 30 faces, and so we're expecting 30 different colors, and actually, okay, it will be 31 because he gave me a white and a black, which is nice. I'll be dyeing my puzzle black. These are great colors. I really like this. Some good contrast between them. The blues, well, you know, it'll be fine, but that sort of points out a maybe a bit of a difficulty with the available vinyl colors, that it can be difficult to find like enough contrasting colors for puzzles once you get past 10 or 12 faces. But these look great, and you know, Oliver's stickers are always good, high quality. Now this is great. I think we should do this more. Gold, silver, and sparkly silver, looks like sparkly gold or copper. This is great. This is the sort of thing I think that we have to get into. So there are the smallest stickers. That is so tiny, isn't it? Just so tiny. And yeah, incredible. So I'm going to have lots of fun putting those on. And I enjoy stickering, and so I'll probably just do it a little bit at a time, and you know, 30 faces, so if I did 10 faces a day, it would take me 3 days. The Shapeways page for the Edge-Turning Rhombic Triacontahedron says that I need 60 M3 screws and 12 M2 screws, and it gives some hint at the lengths. Just to be sure, I contacted the designer of the puzzle, and he got right back to me with everything I needed to know. So I live in a place where there's no way I could get this type of hardware, and what I found is the best thing for me to do is just order from hobby shops. Go into their radio controlled car and radio controlled airplane parts, and I order some really cool looking screws and hardware, and I can get exactly what I need. Now the downside is that the shipping for this sort of thing is very expensive. I think this package here, I think, cost me $20 to have it shipped, but you know what, it cost me $20 just to drive to the nearest McDonald's from where I live in gas. So just to give you an idea, just how remote this place is. So you know, it's just part of the cost of putting together a puzzle. And of course, when I placed my order, I got a few extra screws as well. I did in my last order, and I think eventually I'm going to have enough extra hardware that I'm going to be able to put puzzles together that I don't have to place a special order for hardware. What I do is I go on a hobby shop websites. I'm using Tower Hobbies down in the States, and go into their radio control car and plane parts. Now the reason I'm using an American shop rather than Canadian shop is that what I found is the 2 Canadian shops that I've dealt with before tend to not have much stock. And very often, if I want 6 screws, they have them right away, and if I want 12 screws, it's a 8-week wait. So that's why I have to deal with an American shop. All right, well, let's get to it then. So I'm expecting then to get a whole bunch of screws in here. The 60 M3 screws that I need, the 12 M2 screws, and then I ordered extras as well. This is the last little bit of hardware that I need. I already have my stickers, and then we'll be all ready to go. Okay, so this is great. Now, okay, there's the. I'm not quite sure what this is. Oh, okay, this is the manifest. Good. And oh, okay, everything's in. It's in another baggie here. Oh, that's nice. So here we go. So yeah, if I'm going to spend all this money to get these screws, I might as well get nice ones. And they don't really cost all that much more than just buying the regular plain ones. So I, because I dye my puzzles black, I get them in a kind of a black color here. And there you go. So these are M2 screws, and these are M3 screws. Now I'm a little concerned. Looking at these M2 screws, they look quite a bit smaller than what I expected. I expect them to be. Oh yeah, okay. No, they're right. That would be right. Yes, of course. 2 millimeters. They're smaller. Okay, so what I got here was cap screws with a little hex wrench, and I actually have a tool that will adjust those quite nicely. So on a black core with black parts, these look really, really cool. And I know you don't see them, but I know they're there. And as I say, you know, these cost like you know, a couple of bucks. And so maybe they cost you know, an extra $1 or $2 more than regular screws would cost. The other reason I like these type of screws, the cap screws, is that the heads don't distort. And especially for Shapeways puzzles, I've had problems with cheaper hardware where the head distorts to the point where I was afraid the head was going to just not be usable. I wasn't going to be able to drive the screw out with any kind of screwdriver. So that's what I got. All right, let's see here. So there's 12 and 12 and 12 and 12. How many is that now? And 12. I think I got 80 or something like that. And 12 and 12. You're supposed to get some sort of volume discount. I think I got that. Let's have a look at what I got here. Yeah, so 8 packs of 12. And that'll do me for a while on M3 screws. And then I needed 12 of these M2 screws, and I just got 2 packs. So I have an extra set just in case. Grégoire decides to make another edge turning or another type of rhombic triacontahedron and uses the same screws, I will be all set. Well, that's it for my screw unpackaging, and the next bit of the next thing to do is to show the pieces when they're all dyed and ready to be assembled. Okay, it's been exactly 2 weeks since I received the pieces to the Edge-Turning Rhombic Triacontahedron from Shapeways. I received the screws and the stickers a few days later, so I've been ready to start processing this puzzle for about a week and a half now, except for one little problem, and that is that the original shipment of pieces from Shapeways, there was just one piece missing. So Shapeways has been looking for the piece, and apparently they found it. And they to their credit, they shipped it to me UPS next day air, which because of where I live actually means it took a few days, but still it's pretty fast. And I'm really looking forward to opening this box, because if indeed my missing piece is in there, then I will be ready to go and move on to the next step of this great puzzle, which is to die the pieces. All right, well, let's get started here. Yeah, I wasn't really sure what to expect with the process for getting a piece replaced from Shapeways, or found, as it turns out. But I contacted them. Of course, they wanted photographs, which I already had, and so then it took a while, and but eventually they did get back to me. Okay, so here we go. And what's inside this box is bubble wrap, and the rest of the box is empty. And inside the bubble wrap is one tiny little bag, and I'm going to hold my breath here. Indeed, that is the piece. Oh, that is so awesome. I can't tell you how happy I am that indeed they sent me the exact piece that I was missing. So I'm going to just kind of compare it now to the existing pieces, just to make absolutely sure. And I mean, it's definitely the piece I'm missing. This is the piece that I just received from Shapeways, and I'm just opening the little jar of existing pieces. So there's an example of the other piece. I was supposed to have 60 of these, and I only received 59. So visually they look the same, and yeah, indeed, I don't see any difference whatsoever. Yeah, it looks fine to me. Anyway, these are face pieces, and I don't think they're the precision is really as important as, say, a core or something like that. So I'm really happy to get this. So now that I have that piece, I'm just going to put it back in the pile, and there we go. So those are all the pieces now, and the screws. And what I'm going to do next is I'm going to start the process of dyeing the pieces. Now, I've been wondering what to do about the core. The core is hidden, so technically I don't need to dye it, and it would actually reduce the complexity of it, because I wanted to dye the core separately if I was going to dye it, because of that problem of pieces getting trapped in there. So if I don't dye the core, that saves me one step. And I think I don't need to dye it. The only concern I have is that if there's any dust generated from the break-in process, it'll be white. And my question really is how much of that will leak out onto the surface of my black puzzle. But you know what? This is not such a complicated. I mean, there's a lot of mechanism here. But I think I'm just going to take a chance, and then if I'm not happy with it, I can take it all apart and just dye the core if it comes down to that. But I think it's a reasonable risk to take, and I think it'll probably be okay. Okay, so here's the dye bath. The puzzle is getting dyed. Mixture of vinegar and water, 50-50, and RIT dye. However, as you see the mason jar over there, I save my dye bath between puzzles, and in fact I've been using the same dye bath. This is probably the 5th puzzle or so that I've dyed in it. Okay, so there's what the pieces are looking like now. So they're getting darker as the mixture heats up. And probably another 10-15 minutes to make sure everything's nicely set on there. And now to make sure I don't lose anything, I have a setup over here where I have a bowl, and I have a strainer, and then I've put all of that in the sink, which has a stopper in it. So it's a pretty good system to make sure I don't lose any. The double boiler is just to make sure that the temperature of the dye bath is consistent, and there's no risk of me burning anything. So that's it. It's not strictly necessary. I just like the idea of the indirect heat, using steam to heat the bottom of the pot rather than the burner, which can cycle probably quite a bit throughout the heating cycle. So that's the dyeing process, really. I really get very little dye splashed around, and any little bits I do get, I just wipe them right up once I do my paint. So after I dyed the puzzle, I laid everything out on paper towel and newspapers, let it dry overnight, and now the next day, and we have all the pieces, and they are nicely dyed, and I got all my pieces back, which was really important with such small pieces to make sure. And there we go. I don't know. Whoops. So the next step, which will be in another video, will be the assembly, and I'm looking forward to getting that started. So that's it for the unboxing and some bonus video of the Edge-Turning Rhombic Triacontahedron. If you have any questions or comments, I am always eager and interested to read your comments, and try my level best to answer your questions, so feel free. And other than that, that's it for me. Thanks for watching.